Season 8 is dropping. Let's go. We got a brand new Brawl Pass, and I'm going to be giving you some advice on whether or not you should buy it based on your current situation in the game. Now, all the rewards for the past Brawl Passes have essentially been the same apart from the new chromatic brawler for the past several seasons. But this season, they're actually changing the reward distribution for the paid tier of the pass. That's actually going to change how valuable this pass is depending on how many tiers you make it through. And before I get into those specifics, the main thing that you want to focus on when determining whether or not you want to buy the Brawl Pass is what the new brawler is going to be. I'm not talking about Ash, I'm talking about the brawler that they will almost certainly release in the middle of the season, like they've been doing for the past few seasons. I really like the mechanics of some of these past mid-season brawlers, so I have high hopes for this one, but if it's a low rarity, then you're not going to need too many boxes to unlock them. But if they're a legendary, like Amber was, for example, or even just a mythic like Squeak was, then you're going to want to have a lot of boxes saved up if you do want to unlock them early. So in this case, buying the Brawl Pass and starting to save up those Brawl boxes is going to be super helpful. Unless, of course, the brawler is as bad as Squeak was when he dropped. But they buffed him, thank God. So hopefully they do the same thing if the new mid-season brawler is trash as well. So if the next brawler they're going to release ends up being a high rarity, I would say it's a really good idea to buy the Brawl Pass even if you don't like Ash as much, just so that way you can get this new brawler very early. Or if they just end up not releasing a brawler at all for some reason, then I wouldn't really recommend buying this pass because you can get those extra boxes on a later Brawl Pass for a brawler that you may like more. But obviously, if you really like Ash as a brawler, then you should just buy this Brawl Pass no matter what the other calculations are. But now let's talk about the difference in rewards for this season compared to the past few seasons that we've had, because Supercell likes to change things up on us. But it's actually for a really good reason this time, and I think it's going to improve the Brawl Pass overall. So now there is going to be a reward at every single tier of the paid Brawl Pass. So every time you fill that bar full of tokens, you get something. Fill that bar up again, you get another thing. But the thing is, it's basically the exact same amount of rewards in total. It just feels like a lot more because you're getting rewarded many more times. So I went through and added up all the different resources you're getting, and it actually turns out the only change in total is that you get 150 more gold, which, you know, isn't much, but it's better than previous seasons. But if you typically don't complete all 70 tiers of the Brawl Pass, then depending on how far you make it in the Brawl Pass, the difference in rewards is actually significantly greater than just that 150 gold. So what I did just to keep things simple is I just converted the total rewards you get from the Brawl Pass just to Brawl Boxes. So I estimate about 50 gold is one Brawl Box and 25 power points is the same as one Brawl Box. Those numbers are slightly off, but it's totally fine for our calculations. The amount of gold and the amount of power points relatively stays the same, so that's not really the issue. So it shouldn't really affect anything. Then I calculated how many total rewards you'd be getting depending on which tier you stop at, and this is the graph of the past season in blue versus the current season in red. And you can see that this upcoming season has higher rewards at basically every tier. At the very end, the red and blue lines come very close together, and that's that 150 gold difference, which is just a 3-box difference. But earlier than that, for most of the past, the red line is actually significantly higher than the blue line. And in general, the red line just looks a lot straighter than the blue line does. So it's a more constant and linear progression, which I think is a good thing because it doesn't penalize you for stopping at any given point in the pass. But now if you want to see how many more rewards you'll be getting than previous seasons, depending on what tier you stop at, then I translated this data to a new graph, and this just shows the difference between the two seasons. So I just subtracted the rewards you got from season 7 by the rewards that you get in season 8. And you can see that this difference peaks at tier 47, but is just generally high between like tiers 30 and 65. So if you typically stop anywhere in that area on the Brawl Pass, then your rewards are going to be significantly increased this season compared to previous seasons. So you're definitely getting a lot more value out of the gems that you spend on your Brawl Pass. Now on top of that, in total there are 2 more pins in this Brawl Pass. So if you make it all the way to the ends and get all possible pins, it's still more value than you got in the previous season, on top of the 150 coins extra. So this season is looking to be a lot more worth it than previous seasons. But at the same time, Ash doesn't seem to be the strongest of brawlers because he's a tank and has pretty short range. It's likely that he won't be very good in this meta, and so that reason alone is going to make me want to buy this Brawl Pass a bit less. So like I said, if the mid-season brawler is a low rarity or also underwhelming, I don't think I'm going to buy this season's Brawl Pass. But if I do like the mid-season brawler, I'm going to want those extra boxes, and I'll also be able to get Ash early on top of that. Hopefully this makes your decision a little bit easier, but really just buy the pass if you want to. It all comes down to personal preference about the brawlers.